Hello, hello, hello everyone. Welcome back to another video. Alright everyone, let's see what I got for you right now. If you like those cars that are from one country, but it can definitely give you vibes from another country, like, by the type of the car it is. And, if you like those type of cars, then you're looking at the right video. Let's give it a proper presentation. What I have for you right now, it's a 143 scale 1972 Nissan Laurel. Now, what did I mean by a car that can give you looks from another country? But for me, it's very simple. I think this car gives me a lot of like an American type of car. The rear end, not the front end, but that rear end gives me very much like the AMC. What was the name of that AM? There was a sports car called AMC Javelin. I think it was called Javelin. Also gives me a bit of a Camaro type. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's just me, but it does give me a lot of that American style 70s and 60s car. And this is a very early 70s, but it's not a bad looking car, not at all. And I guess for back in the early 70s from Japan, it gives you a lot of sportiness. Sometimes Japanese cars, unless you were getting a sports car, they were not really truly sporty in looks. This one does give me a lot of that. Now let's talk about the car. This is basically the second generation of the Nissan Laurel. These models came out in 1972 all the way down till 1977. They were also called Datsun 200L or Datsun Laurel, depends on where you were living and what brand was really going in your market back in the days. Now, these cars were built as a two-door hardtop coupe, which is the one that we're looking at right now, but they also had a four-door sedan variation. Okay, depends obviously. Some people more into a family car. They don't want to be driving on coupes and they have four kids and all that story, and it's not comfortable. Okay. All right, let's talk about engines. There's quite a few different engines. You got a 1.8. You also have the 1.8 is four cylinder, and we also have a 2.0 four cylinder, a 2.0 six cylinder, a 2.6 six cylinder, and also the bigger it will be a 2.7 or 2.8, depends. It's 2753 cc's. So it's literally like right in the middle. It could go between 2.7 or 2.8, and that will be also a six cylinder engine. Now, transmissions, you had a four speed or a five speed manual transmission, or you had the automatic. Maybe that was more of an option for you. There was a three-speed automatic option. Now, let me read this real quick. It says here in April 1972, the second Laurel generation appeared, again in a four-door saloon or a two-door hardtop coupe. Um, be- okay, then it says because of the ample rear quarters panels and the tail selections with the tail lights incorporated into the bumper. Oh, I see what they mean. It says they were called pig butt because of their ample rear quarter panels and the tail section with the tail lights incorporated into the bumper. That's not very common. I'm not sure how I feel about that. And I'll tell you my point of view. They don't look bad. Their taillights incorporated in the bumper, but very much the bumper what it is. It's the part of the car that will receive their first impact. That's the protection zone. So basically if the car bumps into each other, The only part that of the car that will receive that that hit mostly will be the bumper. Maybe it was not a big hit, but it was something that you felt. Now, having those taillights in the bumper, you know very well those headlights will be destroyed, even with a slight hit, because obviously it's a hard plastic and it will not absorb any hits and it will start cracking or breaking. So that's my biggest problem with those taillights in the bumper. But it looks good very much. That I would probably recommend if I'm a designer, not really because of those issues. But after saying all those stuff, let it go around. I'm gonna let it go around a few times. Oh, but I always forget. In case you guys care, is a diecast and is made by Hachette, group of Japanese cars. I said it before. I have quite a lot of more coming up in the future, and I'm gonna let it go around a few times, and I'll be right back. Excuse the noise, everyone. All right, everyone. So, what do you guys think about this Japanese classic from back in the early '70s? Did you think that it looks Japanese to you, or you will give it more like an Americanized type of looks? Or maybe maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. I'm not sure now. I look at it and it gives me a lot of Japanese, but then I remember that also that I just remember that now that the Toyota Celica, if I'm not mistaken, they also had those taillights in the bumper, which is very Americanized. So it reminds me of the El Camino, the pickup from Chevrolet. They also had those taillights in the not the El Camino, yeah, the El Camino, and also yeah, those they had the taillights in the bumper. All right, everyone. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Do you like them? Do you find them attractive? Were they sold in your country? The four door, the coupe. Have you seen them in a car show? Let me know all these things. Okay. Don't forget to give me a beautiful thumbs up. I truly appreciate. Thank you so much. And don't forget to click and subscribe. And the bell next to the subscribe button will remind you when I post more videos. Take care of yourselves more than ever, as I always say. And goodbye.